Hey guys, Huzzy here bringing you another video. Now welcome to another episode of League Discussion. So today we're going to be talking about two topics, and I'm going to be really honest from the get-go that I'm not really interested in. But the reason why we're talking about them is, one, they are interesting and it's worth talking about. And secondly, a lot of people have been asking me about them. So what I mean I'm not interested in them is I'm interested in the topics of them, and I'm interested in talking about them, but I personally am probably not going to partake in them. So we're going to be talking about Eternals in League of Legends, the new achievement system that's coming, and potentially League of Legends Mobile. So these are the two topics, and I think some people go, oh, I see what Huzz means. So again, I like to talk about them, but I personally am not really going to use them or do them or whatever. So I presume a lot more people might be surprised of Huzz. Eternals sounds interesting. Why wouldn't you want to do that? So there are a couple reasons, but before we get into them, let me just quickly explain what Eternals are, because some people may not know, and I do know that a lot of people use my videos basically as they're also news for League of Legends. So you may have not even heard of what Eternals are. Eternals is a new feature that's coming out to League of Legends very soon, that it is a stat tracking achievement system that is based on individual champions. So you can buy an Eternal pack for Syndra, you can buy an Eternal pack for Shaco, any champion, or every champion has Eternal packs. And there are two different levels of Eternal packs. You've got a common Eternal pack, and that will be something that like tracks how many kills overall have you got on Syndra, how many kills have you got on Shaco overall, how many towers have you destroyed on Syndra, how many towers have you destroyed on Vayne, all that stuff basically. So that's common, and that is going to cost, I think, around 225 riot points for 3 different stat tracks per champion. You can get them all year round, and they're also going to be available for 3,500 riot points. I will also say, if I get any of this wrong, it's because I'm doing this from memory. I'm not reading anything at the moment. So that is the common one, and they, again, only will track basic things. Maybe kills, deaths, assists, tower takedowns, dragon kills, maybe. That's about it. Then you have the upper tier of Eternals, which is called Unique Eternals. This costs, I think it was 590 riot points, and these are specific for each champion. So instead of just being generic, how many kills overall have you got on Syndra, how many deaths have you got, whatever, this will be stuff like, how many Shen ultimates have you done into a team fight on Shen? So you can buy a unique one for Shen. How many multi-taunts, how many taunts have you hit that is over 2 people, and it can count that up. So that's basically what Eternals are, and every single champion has different unique ones. They're specific for the champion that you're buying it for. Every champion, you know, is available for it. So again, the common ones, 225 riot points, and you also twice a year in the Essence Emporium can buy them for 3,500 riot points. And if I'm not mistaken, the Essence Emporium should be out in about a month or 2. And then the upper tier, so if you're a one-trick and you want something very unique to track on your champion, is 590 riot points. So, what do I think about it before I say why I'm not interested? I think it's fine for what it is. You know, am I annoyed or whatever about it costing? Not really, because League of Legends is a free-to-play game. I'd say it's a weird thing to make it cost, because it's just achievements, and usually achievements aren't behind a paywall. This is. So that is a bit weird. Again, I really don't care about costs in League, because overall the game is free to play. If they made everything free, you know, if it went by if it went by Reddit, amazing Reddit, League would be everything free to play and the game would go bankrupt. So yeah, you know, there has to be compromises, and in the end of the day, it's not a crazy amount of money, and if you're only going to buy a couple of them, then, you know, you've got the stat tracking forever. So that's not terrible. Now, the problem that I do... Well, I know. Other thing before we get into the problems. So, in essence, what it gives is... And why... Again, some people say, why is this even a thing? Basically, and I will say, if this is from the stance, and if where I'm coming from, I have not spoken to a rioter about it, I could just kind of tell by what they're typing, the way that they're typing it, my game design degree, all that stuff thrown in, I know why they're doing it. So there are reasons that people play League of Legends. 1, it's a video game, it's supposed to be fun. 2, They want to get high rating. Rating obviously is a big part of it. 3, friend groups, they're playing with friends. And 4 is collecting things. So I want to collect all the champions. I want to collect all the skins. I want to collect every Mastery 7 that I possibly can get. Those people exist. This is a new thing, a new reason to play League of Legends. So the thing with League, it's a balancing act of when people stop playing League. So if you're high rating, your threshold of continuing to play League is probably higher than somebody that is low rating, because at least you've got the high rating, so you kind of muck it out, you keep going, blah, blah, blah. A low rating person that isn't climbing and then having low fun, they're just going to stop playing because they're not that like into it really. You know, they're not having fun. You know, I'm not diamond anyway. I'm not going to decay because I'm low rating. I can go have a month's break and this means nothing. A diamond person can't do that really because decay happens, so you're kind of tied to the game a bit more. So what this is, you know, they try to do it with mastery, but the mastery system to me sucks. And I'll explain why in a very quick second. But basically, to me, this is another thing, especially for the lower rating tiered League players. Hey, you're not having fun anymore. You know, you're not climbing. You've already got Mastery 7 on that champion you love. Hey, what about those Eternals? You know, hey, can you... I don't know, what would be a good example? This again, I'm making this up. But if you play... Caitlyn... You main Caitlyn. There's an Eternal for tracking how many ultimates you've killed someone with, for example. That you know, there's a specific Eternal for how many ultimates have you killed somebody over 500 range. So it's like a snipe. The Eternal's called snipe. That's what it's tracking. How many of those can you get? You know, the game's kind of nudging you on. Hey, you're not climbing, you're not having fun, but try to go for more snipes on Caitlyn, buddy. You've got this. Maybe you get a prize when you do so. I don't know. But that's what it's for. It's for trying to keep people playing the game to get their mind focused on other things other than the negativity in the game, the toxicity in the game, or the rating that they're not getting. It's a new thing to focus on, like Mastery was a few years ago. And why, you know, why I'm not interested, partially... You know, there's 2 main reasons, and before we even get to those 2, why I'm slightly annoyed at this system is this was the perfect opportunity to actually make Mastery mean something. The Mastery system, to me, is one of the most worthless systems in League of Legends. It is. It is the most worthless system in League of Legends because it literally means nothing. So, if you're a Mastery 7 player, great. But it means nothing. You could get that in normal games. You could have got that leveling up a champion or leveling up an account. You could get Mastery 7 before you're level 30. Then you go into rank to go, hey, I'm Mastery level 7. It means nothing. Someone with 2 million Mastery points means nothing. They can still be silver. They've just played the champion a lot. It's no indication of anything. What I have always been wanting and I've been saying for years is a Mastery system that is worth something, and maybe this was the chance that Riot could have done. If you merged the Eternal system with Mastery, combined it, and then you basically had like a not League rank, so not Platinum, Diamond, etc., but you had a ranking system based on Eternals, that would be so much better. Imagine like you're a Caitlyn and then you're pitted against every other Caitlyn Eternal player of how many ultimates you've hit. You know, and all that. There's like a scoreboard with everybody else. And that would be a much better Mastery system, right? Like, that would be way better. But nope, it's a separate system. We've still got Mastery that does nothing. We've now got Eternals that's kind of meh. Why didn't they combine them? It would have been so much better to combine them. But they didn't. So that's kind of where I'd say I'm frustrated with the system, because I think it could have been way better. But they didn't do that. So why I'm not interested in this system, just to make it clear, two main reasons. One we've already touched upon a little bit. So the main reason, I'd say the biggest one, is I simply play too many champions for me to care about this system. This system is not designed for me. This is designed for somebody that's a one-trick or a very small champion pool that you're going to buy one Eternal for your one-trick. You know, you play one champion, so you can buy the Eternal packs, boom, off you go, you're one trick anyway, you're now stat tracking on your one trick. Or you play 3 champions, well then it's not too expensive to get Eternals on those champions. I'd say actively at any one time when I'm playing ranked on my main account could easily play in a pool of roughly 30 champions. Roughly. That, like, you know, throughout the season I might play 70 or 80 champions, but while I'm in champion select at any one time, you know, it's like, oh, you know, hey, how's you been playing Diana recently, whatever. It's like, yeah, I've been playing Diana, but I also could play Anivia or Karthus or Ziggs or Xerath or whatever. There's champions that I just play randomly all the time, and I'd say that number is around 30 at any one time, and that number of 30 champions is constantly changing. Constantly. You know, there's a time that I played a lot of Xerath and then I stopped playing Xerath. There's a time I played a lot of Swain and I stopped playing Swain, or Poppy or Renekton. It's constantly changing. And what, I'm going to buy an Eternal for every champion that I'm now swapping onto? Hell no. So that's the main reason. I really don't care. It's a system that is simply not designed for me. This is more of a one-trick system or a very small champion pool person system, or somebody that wants to spend $2,000 on all the Eternals, and considering I've already spent about $5,000 on my main account, I don't want to do that. For something that isn't even cosmetic, you know, I think you can show them off to other players. I don't care. Like, I just simply don't. To me, and now we're going to go on to the other point, to me personally, and this is where it's definitely a personal opinion, because you may differ, when I'm a high-rating ranked player, I don't really care how many Caitlyn ultimates you've killed people with. I care if you're a good Caitlyn, if you're a high rating Caitlyn. That's what I care about. So again, like we spoke about earlier, this system to me is more for a low rating player base, which by the way is not a dig. It's good. That's fine. It's to keep those people interested. It's to give those people something else to aspire to. You're silver, you might not get diamond, hey, but you can get a lot of eternal points or whatever on your champion. I'm a high rating player, so I don't want to focus on something like that. I want to focus on rank. That's the difference. So those are the main two. There's probably a couple others thrown in there, you know, but I played too many champions for me really to care about individual achievements on individual champions, and I don't, you know, I care about rank. I don't care about achievements. So yeah, so the basic, you know, the basic of it, Huz, will you get any Eternals? So we mentioned earlier in the pricing, they are doing twice a year that they'll release they'll release the common ones for 3,500 or 2,500 or 3,500 blue essence in the Essence Emporium. I'll buy some then. I've got 120,000, I think. Right? How many have I got? Yeah, I'm on the wrong account. I think I've got like 120,000 or more blue essence on the main account. So yeah, if I spend 50,000 on blue essence, then there you go. I'll have all the basic ones, because if I'm honest, I doubt I'm going to care about many of the unique champion ones. I'll probably actually more care about how many kills I've got and stuff like that. The actual more common ones that are cheaper. To me, that's more interesting. But yeah, like, it would be cool to keep a running track of kills versus deaths at all times. That would be interesting, rather than how many Pantheon ults you've landed on more than 2 champions or something. I don't know. So yeah, I might even prefer the more common ones to the actual unique ones myself. But that is Eternals. Let me know what you think about them in the comments. Throw a like on the video and all that stuff. But we have one more topic to talk about, by the way. But yeah, again, by the way, if you love the idea of Eternals, please do say why, and if it's for you, because I'd love to know. You know, again, am I correct in assuming it's going to be for low rating people? And again, that, by the way, that's not a negative, but also, if you're a high rating player, are you going to care about it? And if you are high rating and you care about it, are you a one trick? Or are you someone like me that plays a lot of champions, you're high rating, but you do care about this system? I'd love to know. Now, the second topic we're going to talk about is League of Legends Mobile. So the first thing to say right away, do not assume that this is real. Well, we're not confirming that this is real. That's probably the better thing to say. By me talking about this, I am not saying that League of Legends Mobile is real. Basically, what happened is that there was a video leak, I don't know, of a guy playing League of Legends Mobile. So I've got the video here. I'm not going to show it just out of copyright issues. You never know if Tencent's going to go like whabam with like legal stuff. So I'm just going to talk about it. Again, you guys can find the video. What I'll do in the comment section of the video, I'll actually link the video. So you can click on it and have a look yourself. But basically, the dude's in Champion Select. He loads in. He's playing Ezreal. Like, it's League. It's 100% League of Legends. And from what I could tell, it does look like well, one, it looks like League. Secondly, if you've seen any of like the kind of poopy mobile MOBA games, it's the same as them practically. Like it could, and again, some people say, oh, it's a fake. It very easily could be a reskinned version of one of those games. That could be it. It could be duping us all. I do doubt that though, because all the abilities are correct on Ezreal. So for someone to fake this, they would have had to do a lot of work to go out and fake this. For what? For a joke? For a meme? There's no benefit for that. You know, the video has got 100,000 views, so maybe the guy will make a couple $100, but all the hours that the guy had to put in is not worth it. So I personally am in the belief that this is a real thing. But also, you know, and I will say this as somebody that, you know, represents Riot as a League partner, I have not been confirmed it's real. I have not been told it's real. This is purely as an individual me, HuzzyGames, saying I am guessing it is real. The reason why, it makes sense. It's that simple. When League of Legends is, I believe, the biggest video game in the world, and its vast majority player base, the biggest player base that it has is China, and it's, by the way, by stupid numbers. You know, the world, again, if you look at the world statistics on the League of Legends World Championship viewing numbers, you'll see that, damn, League Worlds gets 103 million viewers in the final, like live viewers watching at the same time or whatever. Yeah, 100 million of those are China. 3 million of them is the rest of the world. China's massive for League of Legends. It is League of Legends practically. And mobile gaming in China is the thing. You know, there's a few reasons why. I watched a documentary about it. Basically, real estate is very expensive, you know, smaller apartments, that's just the way that it works. You don't have room for a massive desk PC a lot of the time in your own apartment, your own home, so you go to PC banks or PC bangs, and that's where you play desktop League of Legends. But while you're on the train or while you're at your apartment, what do? Well, if there's a mobile version of what you like, you just play that. You know, that's the thing. And that's why it's so popular over in China. And also affordability. You know, markup on PCs is very expensive, let's be honest. And maybe, yeah, well, I've heard the equivalence in China is more expensive to get a decent PC. So if you're going to drop 1,000, let's say a basic desktop computer nowadays is about $1,000, roughly, a basic-ish one. That might be $2,000 in China. And obviously not everyone has $2,000, but what they do have is a smartphone. So that's the cool thing. It's more accessible. You need a phone anyway, and you can double that as a gaming machine. So it makes a lot of sense for China to love mobile gaming, and for the biggest game in the world, the biggest game for China, to not have a mobile version is crazy. Now, there was also a rumor that I'm not sure if 100% is true, because again, I don't keep up with this stuff a lot. Tencent, who is the parent company to Riot, and obviously one of the big corporates that owns a lot of things in the gaming world, they, I think, did have a mobile MOBA, and they may have closed it down within the last few months. I heard this was true. Again, someone can clarify in the comment section, I think. But I've heard that they closed it down, and that's when the rumors start to begin. Oh, why would Tencent close it down? It had a pretty good player base. Oh, is League of Legends MOBA coming? It makes sense. Why wouldn't you have a League of Legends IP MOBA? It'll make you more money. People already care about the characters. So, you know, what do I think about it? I think it's only a positive thing. If it's a bridge of people starting the mobile game and then eventually making their way onto the desktop game, that's a good thing. It's healthy for Riot and for Tencent. The more money that they make from mobile game, whatever, the healthier League of Legends can be. You know, it's not going to go bankrupt anytime soon. So I don't see it as a negative at all. But like I said at the beginning of the video, it's kind of two topics that I don't really care about or not going to partake in, because I'm not a mobile gamer. I'm simply not. I don't really get mobile gaming, if I'm honest, because when I'm out and about to go do something, or I'm focused on something. I'm not going to be focusing on gaming. And then, you know, a lot of people, oh, but when you commute to work. Yeah, I commute from my bed, which is there, to my desk, which is here. Not the longest commute to do gaming. And then finally, if I ever am doing some form of traveling when it comes to gaming, I'm using this. I'm not going to be on my mobile phone. And that's just me personally. I think this gaming experience, which, by the way, I've even got a battery on this thing because the battery's so bad on these things. that is just so much better than ever a mobile phone is going to be. This is designed just for gaming. That's a phone. So yeah, I personally, it's not for me, but that's fine. You know, I am definitely not somebody in this world that's, oh, that's not designed for me. That must mean it's garbage. Hell no. Everyone's got their own thing, and just because it's not for me doesn't mean it's bad. I think it's amazing. I think it's great. I hope it's good. I hope it's not like trash tier in quality. I do hope they do it well. I hope that a lot of the spaghetti code doesn't make it through to the mobile game. And yeah, it's only really a good thing if it introduces new people to the game, and then they eventually can end up on the desktop version. And some people may ask, will I try it? So I will say, I'll give it a go. You know, I'm never going to play it a lot, but I'll give it a go, and we can kind of like compare it to mobile, to desktop League, and we'll make a video out of it. It's never going to be something that I'm ever going to play long term. Hell, I don't even know, can you log on? Will the accounts be the same? Will it be shared, or will you have to have a separate mobile account? And again, this is if it's true. Again, I am in the camp that I think it is true. And again, it might even not release in the West. It might just be an Asian thing. We don't know. So I think it's cool. But it's so-so. You know, it's not something that's going to affect me, so I don't really care. But someone right now might be sitting in their chair, jumping for joy, going, dude, I've got an hour bus journey to work every single day, and you're telling me I can play League on the bus? Woo! So that might be you, and that's amazing. If that's what this gives you, I'm really happy for you. It's just personally not really my cup of tea. But that's going to be it. Those are the two topics, both topics that I'm really not into, but it's worth talking about. Also, you know, mind your phone getting very hot, because remember, phones are not designed for gaming. So yeah, that's going to be it. If you guys did enjoy this video, and what I'd love you to do is give your opinions down below. These are two big topics that it seems a lot of people like to talk about them. Yeah, throw your opinion down below, throw a comment, throw a like, throw a subscribe, ding-a-ling the bell if you want to, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.
little pity.
Give up now! Give up now!
Always doing wrong.
I recommend skipping.
When going gets tough, you call throw.
Playtime's over.
Exciting, isn't it?
Truth, guide my sword.
What a pity.
No one will stand in my way.
The fun begins. I bring the storm.